Okay, next up we have one that I'm actually quite excited about. So the guys over at GameMat EU are releasing a new kind of pre-painted desert-themed terrain.
Oh, yes.
So we have some pictures of that, if we bring that up. So I'm trying to remember what the name of the range is, because I have been running around the studio going, this will be my Tatooine! This will be my Tatooine! And I have got everybody in the studio referring to it as, oh, it's the Tatooine set!
It's Tatooine stuff, yeah.
So this is the Desert Houses set. Finally, I haven't remembered the name. The name is now on screen, obviously. So the Desert Houses set. Now I've been looking at this, and it absolutely has been screaming Tatooine. Not in this format, but if you bring up the first picture up big.
Yeah, let me try.
Okay,
this.
Right. So Ben, what I want to do is I want to take this and put in all of the kind of Star Wars-esque white cooling towers and all of the gubbins and stuff that you would have found at the side of it. And what I'm planning on doing, actually, is Mantic released the terrain crate stuff recently. And they have a terrain crate which has pipes and generators and screens and stuff in it.
I would say, Warren, this reminds me less of Tatooine, more of the Rogue One city where the Jedi Temple was. Jakku?
No, that's not.
That wasn't Rogue One.
That's not Jakku. Jakku is where
Jeddah, I think.
Jeddah. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Apologies.
No, I think it'll work for Tatooine quite well.
No, hang on. It was Rogue One.
Jeddah was Rogue One.
Jeddah was Rogue One.
I thought Jakku.
Apologies.
Is Force
Too many desert towns.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what this reminds me of.
Now, you know what I think is going to happen? You're going to get in all the sci-fi stuff. We'll hand it all over to John, and it'll look amazing once he's finished making it.
Yes.
Until you start adding in all the CGI animals you couldn't actually put in there for the special edition.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the reason I think it'll work perfectly as Tatooine is if you think back to the not the original trilogy, but the Phantom Menace, for example.
The prequels?
Those were the kind of houses where young Anakin was brought up in that kind of hovel kind of a thing.
The more village sort of place instead of the moisture farm.
Say what you like about the prequels. They got the settings bang on.
Yeah.
I was going to say, actually, as an alternative to going down the sci-fi route, you could always use this in some kind of crusading context as well. Set up the deserts of the Middle East and have your crusaders going through fighting against the Muslims and stuff. That could be pretty cool. So. Yeah,
well, you know that I have a passion project which I'm going to get back into very shortly, of the Crusaders, and absolutely. So what I'm going to do, if you bring up the pictures, I'm excited about this. I want to get some of this stuff in the studio. Okay.
Yeah.
So this particularly. Yeah.
But the way I want to do it is I want to do the sci-fi add-on bits in a magnetized in some way. Okay, so I'm going to try and see if there's ways that I can drill little holes to put little magnets and stuff into it, and put the magnets onto the sci-fi bits, so as I can just plop the sci-fi bits on and have them stick to it. And then, when I'm not sci-fi in it, when we're not Star Wars in it, and believe me, having seen Legions, we are going to be Star Warsing the hell out of this at the moment. When I'm not Star Warsing it, Ben is absolutely right. I wanted to remove the stuff. Hopefully the magnets are basically invisible.
Well, if you recess them and then just put a little bit of paint over the top, you might be okay.
Yeah, I think there is absolutely a way of dual purposing this, because I can't be the only person in the world who loves Crusaders, because of Monty Python, and who loves Star Wars.
Because of Star Wars.
Because of Star Wars. So,
because of Spaceballs.
So this is a multi-purpose terrain set. Do you know what else it'll do?
What?
It will do desert World War II campaigns as well.
Of course.
You've got some nice big craters here as well.
They'll be perfect for the desert World War II campaigns.
Yeah.
Nice. And we might have more to say on 28mm Desert World War II campaigns coming up very soon. So backstagers, keep your eyes open for this. And this is a Mesa kind of terrain.
Yeah.
Do we know this is the Badlands terrain set?
Yeah.
And this is the Sands of Time battle mat. So let me bring them up full so as the guys can see it all. Look at that.
That works super well.
Doesn't that work well?
Yeah.
That would make a nice Western setting.
Oh, wouldn't it just?
Yeah.
But forget about Westerns for the moment. Let's talk Star Wars.
Yeah.
If we put
it's a space Western.
If we put those buildings on that, right? and put that Badlands set. Do you know that all of that is missing?
What?
Pod racers.
Oh,
yeah.
Tell me.
That was the best bit of the
Yeah,
people,
that would,
yeah.
if you put pod racers on that, you would look at that and you go, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is the Phantom Menace.
We've
right
got a
there.
track right there.
I tell you what, you could actually do that very easily. Actually have sort of a pod race demolition derby if you go to Osprey and grab their Gaslands rule set.
Yeah.
I got to play it last weekend. It was so much fun.
Yeah. But pod racing aside,
Yeah.
when we put down the desert terrain on that,
Yeah.
and we put on our little sci-fi bits,
Yeah.
and you start chucking stormtroopers
Yeah.
and rebels and ATSTs
Yeah.
on that there, it will look flipping amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And I don't
Brilliant.
think it needs to be a complicated thing to build.
No.
I'm pretty sure that a 1 week vlog series, and we will have them converted up in entirety.
Yeah. Although, how weathered would you go for on the sci-fi bit?
I'd go pretty weathered.
Yeah.
But the underlying color of them will be white.
Okay.
Because it's that contrast that it just sticks in my mind of Uncle Owen and Peru. I just seeing white cooling towers and things like that.
But once you get into the towns and everything, it's very grimy and
Yeah, but the white will take the grime. If it's very dark, it actually becomes more difficult to give that sense of grime.
True enough.
Whereas if we do them white, now when I say white, I'm guessing here we will talk to John, the expert on this. But what we'll probably do is prime grey or prime like a cream, a skeleton bone, and then we will zenith it all with white, so it all has that shading, and then we'll go in with streaky kind of grimy weathering on it to bring it all up.
If you look at the trailer for Solo, you
Yeah.
can see the Millennium Falcon whenever she's brand new, clean, sparkling white. Compare it to what it's like after a few years.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just so looking forward to that stuff. The Star Wars stuff has just totally blown my mind. Watching it being played this week, even with your rules errors.
Learning the
Even
game.
with your rules errors.
Learning the game,
It's
and
all
we
right.
were both making the exact same errors, so the games were fair.
The games were fair, and to be fair, the rules are, whenever they explained to me what had happened with the just the little 4 dots on the corner of the card and not reading the middle bit of the card, I thought, do you know what? Yeah, I can understand that. And this is typical. And this happens anywhere that does coverage of this kind of stuff. It's not just Beats of War. What will happen is we will record a lot of games all in a very compact space of time over the course of a couple of days. So what can happen is, if there's a fundamental misunderstanding of a rule, that misunderstanding will work its way through all of the recordings.
Yes.
And there's just not a lot you can do about that. You're trying to give a flavor of the game. You're going to make rules errors anyway. It's just unfortunate whenever it's something that is one of those.
Yeah, it's so simple. It's staring you in the face every time you have the card in your hand.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to now that they know it. We'll get some more battles going, because we have the AT-AT fight over.
Yes, I am so looking forward to seeing how that plays out.
Anyway,
what I'm looking forward to is actually now getting to trade sides, because I've only played Rebels so far, so I want to see what life's like on the other side of the fence.
Okay, cut back to it, because I'm about to say the Tatooine style terrain. It's not Tatooine style. What is the name of the terrain? It's called the Desert Houses set. So the Desert Houses set is it up for pre-order? It's coming out on the 28th of February.
Yes.
So please don't buy it all. Leave some for me, because I want to get some of that, because I'm determined to do a Tatooine board on that. I think it'll look amazing.